Let's do an internal critique where we take somebody's criticism of Christianity and we compare it with their own assumptions.
If you want to listen to an incredibly respectful and nuanced conversation about meaning and purpose, go watch this video that Stephen Bartlett, Diary of a CEO, facilitates. It is phenomenal. Jubilee, please take notes.
Skeptics will often feign neutrality when it comes to assumptions about the world. They will speak of Christians as being arrogant for assuming that they're right, not recognizing that such an accusation requires a framework on their own part by which they can measure whether or not that behavior is arrogant or in fact wrong. That is to say, any criticism that they throw against religion comes from the fact that they presuppose their understanding of religion and the world is actually right, and it's from that framework by which they measure and criticize Christianity. So watch what she does here.
I wanted to talk about something that really struck me while watching this video, and something I've noticed in Christianity more broadly. And it's this kind of unintentional arrogance that comes with meaning, purpose, morality. I don't even think it's meant in a harmful way. Most Christians genuinely mean well. They want others to experience what they've experienced. I was one of them, but good intentions don't erase arrogance.
So the accusation is a moral failure on the Christian's part, which is already begging the question of by what moral standard are we being measured? But watch what she says.
Unfortunately, it is inherently arrogant to believe that your way, your belief system, your understanding of God is the best one.
Notice here she's already adopted the modern presupposition that all religious beliefs fit into the subjective value sphere, whereas all scientific beliefs fit into objective and public fact spheres. And I point this out to say she has already presupposed that this approach to religion is right. She is making this criticism from a point of intellectual superiority.
And the only one that will bring true purpose, meaning, and fulfillment to someone's life. It's assuming that your subjective experience represents objective truth.
You see what she's doing? She's saying she has the objective lens by which we can understand how somebody's experience of purpose and fulfillment should exist. She is saying you need to submit to her notion of objective truth as the measure, and all religious experience is subjective, and therefore none of it can be heralded as more right than someone else's. What she's telling you is that her perspective is the objective one.
And that was really evident in this conversation while I was watching. You had 4 people in the room, 3 of which were a psychologist, a philosopher, and a Christian apologist, with completely different worldviews. And yet only one person claimed to have the best and the only way.
I haven't watched the video, so I'm not going to comment on this part here other than to say, look at her technique. She is appealing to a standard. She has the right perspective by which this Christian has failed. She is telling you there is a right way the Christian should have lived, and he fell short of her standard.
Even expressing a kind of sadness for those who might die without finding it. Now, to be fair, he wasn't evangelizing. He was incredibly respectful in this conversation. If you've ever felt that pity or that sadness that I just explained, that reflects something that's built into Christian theology itself.
And yet this whole video is expressing a sort of sadness about the fact that Christians have a different approach to truth than you do. You posted this to express your frustration with the way somebody else is living, which again is begging the question, by what standard?
The belief that it's your duty to help other people find the truth.
To tell Christians it is not their duty to help others find the truth is a demonstration of your own assumption that you believe you have the truth and you wish to disciple us into your truth.
And psychologically, that worldview changes how you see people, how you interact with people. If you believe everyone outside of your faith is lost or incomplete, it affects how you connect with them, even subconsciously.
Which is exactly what you're doing in this video. But again, it begs the question, is that right or wrong? What's wrong with that? And according to whose measure of truth?
It creates this quiet hierarchy of I found the truth and you haven't.
Which is exactly what this video is creating. It's creating a hierarchy. It's expressing a way in which the world ought to operate. And because Christians are not operating that way, this is your video condemning them for it.
And beyond that, it completely stunts curiosity. Because if you already believe you have the answer, why explore? Why ask questions?
This is a non sequitur because nothing about finding something to be true eliminates the ability to ask further questions. It's theistic belief that drove much of the early sciences because the assumption that the universe was knowable, had properties of knowledge because it's been created and designed, is what made question asking possible because there are patterns, there are assumptions that can be relied upon because this is a world with a wise creator behind it.
Because the thought of mystery, uncertainty, or change, or even the acceptance that we don't know, can be terrifying.
And yet it's from a position of certainty that you've made this video applying this evaluation to Christianity. That is to say, you haven't even taken your own counsel. You are not operating from a position of skepticism. You are operating from pre-commitments, biases that you hold, certainties by which you are evaluating another worldview.
And sometimes it feels safer to cling to that certainty than to just sit in the unknown.
Chesterton said it best: merely having an open mind is nothing. The object of an open mind, as of an open mouth, is to shut it again on something solid.
So that's what stood out most to me: curiosity, humility, and respect for each person's individual path. Because real humility isn't about having all the answers. It's about recognizing that everyone's experience of the truth is filtered through their own consciousness.
In this case, instead of permitting that, what you've just done at the end of this video is you've told everyone how we must approach religious truth. You are not asking for Christians to join one of many paths. You've just told them that they need to adopt your path because there is no neutrality.